Let's acknowledge the Wurundjeri people, traditional custodians of the land on which we gather and meet today, and pay our respects to their elders past, present and future. Let's extend our respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. And I pass over to Elise and everybody the reason why we're all gathered here today.
I cannot tell you how happy I am to see you all here today. This is absolutely amazing. I know most of you, and I have met so many of you at markets, and there are so many other creatives here who have inspired me. And the magnificent thing is I feel like there is just this extraordinary community of story-loving, weird, fabulous people, and you guys are it. And the main thing I want to do tonight is I want to kind of pay tribute to how important you've all been in the creation of this book. So I'll give you a little potted history for anyone who actually doesn't know what any of this is about, because it's not a normal book, I will admit that. I have been drawing in little moleskin sketchbooks for a very long time. Just for a show of hands, if you were seeing the moleskin sketchbooks. It's going to be most people here. Okay. They're really tiny. And the really important thing about those sketchbooks for me is that they were the place where I found my voice. So when you're an artist and it's your job, you do things the way that they need to be done to do your job. So you draw in the style that is necessary to tell the story. You're experimenting, but you're always bringing yourself in and constraining yourself. And what I had forgotten that I needed time to do was to play and to be creative and inventive and to allow myself to just do something and see where it went. And I realised that when someone gave me this little sketchbook, it had been a long time since I'd done that, a very long time. And when I started drawing these little sketchbooks, I found that there was this whole world of stuff that was waiting for a chance to get out. And that was extraordinary. I didn't know that. And it was basically the style, although it started off pretty shaky. And then I drew and I drew, and I just stole 5 minutes, 10 minutes from my day here and there. And this whole world began to exist. Now, this wasn't a world I could take into publishing because it didn't have coherent stories, it was fragmented, it was spontaneous. But the place I could take it to was to markets, and I could turn it into prints, and I could turn it into cards, and I could turn it into paintings. And the most extraordinary thing was that the people that I met would tell me what the stories were. And it was always changing, it was always different. And people would look at something and they would just take it somewhere completely new because they would connect their own memories and the things they've read, the people they knew, the places they've been. They would visit that on those pictures. And so I discovered that what I was doing was just being a conduit for story. And that was the most incredible gift. And I did these markets for about 20 years, and I did exhibitions. I did an exhibition here called Strangely Familiar 11, 12 years ago. And that was the moment when I really thought, this is something I just have to do with my life. I love the publishing, but this other thing is the thing that gives me so much happiness and connects me to people in such an incredibly meaningful way. This is my thing. So to be standing here right now is kind of extraordinary because over the years, this world of mine has slowly crept into books. Alan and Owen have been amazing, helping me create Adelaide's Secret World. Imagine a City was sort of my first getting close to using this world. And then through the sketchbooks, through all of that work, I got in contact with Kobe Yamada, who is the publisher of this book. Or rather, he got in contact with me. He saw a drawing I'd done on the window of the book room when there was that little tiny shop in the city. And that was for Imagine a City, and he saw that and did a double take and went in and found out who I was. And so there was this wonderful serendipity that got him in contact with me, and Neil Gaiman saw the sketchbooks, and so I started chatting with him and got to do a book with him, and now he's actually written the most extraordinary story at the beginning of this book, which was his idea, his offer. And if you notice there's a little QR code on the wall, he's actually recorded himself reading it as well, which is lovely. I think it was 3 in the morning, so he sounds lovely and sleepy. And so it's just this community which is rippling out across the world, and I just feel so grateful and so lucky that you've all come on this ride and helped me stay true to the thing that gives me such joy. So I'd love to thank the people at No Vacancy who have helped so much with setting up this amazing space. And Peter, I don't know where Pete is, we made the frames, especially Pete, so that was a lot of work. And my mum and so many people who have been so amazingly helpful, and Uri as well, and there's been so many amazing people in my life who have helped to basically show me that following your heart is a really good idea, because it's going to take you to places that make you really, really happy. So I'd like to say, so I basically would like to say thank you so much for coming. It's been incredibly wonderful to be part of your lives, and I hope I get to do this again. So thank you all so much for coming. And final thing, I am doing prints of all of the artwork, so with the exception of the paintings. So if I haven't listed it on the website yet, send me an email and just tell me to hurry up. Because it just takes a little while, but please do. Thank you.